all of the softwares to see. We should be live on YouTube now. I see us live on Facebook, so I'm going to click go live. Oh, add a title, of course. Where's, I don't see where to do. Oh, there we go. Seller 101 party. Okay, try now. There, now we should be live. There's always like a little bit of a delay. And we're live on Instagram too. Cool. All right, so good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay with JBF Oakland County, and I'm here this evening with Krista from JBF Oakland County as well. And we are going to chat with you about preparing for the sale. So if you're watching this, hopefully you got a text message or you saw our posts about this party. The purpose of tonight, this party is for 30, 45 minutes-ish to talk with you about how you start selling at the sale and answer any questions that you guys have about that. We're going to walk you through from the most basics, how to sign up for an account, to how to start prepping and pricing your items. And I am Lindsay, the event coordinator for JBF Oakland County. Krista, you want to introduce yourself?
I am Krista. I'm from White Lake, and I've been selling with JBF for many years, and I've been selling with JBF Oakland County since it started 2 years ago. And I'm the seller coach, one of the seller coaches, along with Chrissy.
Yeah, and we're super thankful that you do that for us because I cannot do it all. So shock, right? Shock and awe, right? I cannot do it all. And so Krista is super helpful in terms of teaching new sellers how to prep and price their items, and also providing support in our Facebook seller group. And then she's like a Swiss Army knife, and she helps out at the sale a ton too. So that is, you're an invaluable part of the team. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about what JBF is. If you're here, then you're probably trying to figure this out. Let's talk about it real quick. I'm going to give you the 10,000 foot overview. So we're a mega kids resale event, and we pop up 3 times a year at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. Our next sale is October 29th through November 2nd. Our sales schedule is posted online at oaklandcounty.jbfsale.com. And if you're just shopping and you just popped in randomly, tickets are live now, so you should go ahead and claim them. Our tickets are selling like crazy and getting claimed like crazy. Earliest and fastest claim rate on tickets that we have seen yet. So I'm super excited. What that means is that we have shoppers who want to buy all this stuff. So if you are here on the video tonight with us and you're thinking about selling, I want you to know this is the sale that you should sign up to sell at. There's definitely eager shoppers ready to buy all your stuff. So the fall, winter, and holiday sale is our annual fall season sale. We do an earlier sale in August that's themed toward back to school. But what we're selling at the fall, winter, and holiday sale is everything for kids age newborn through age 18, with a focus seasonally on things that are for the cold weather, including things like snow pants and snow gear, hats, snow boots, scarves, stuff like that. All of your cool weather clothing, so long sleeves, pants, shoes. We still sell some t-shirts and some athletic shorts, things like that kids might need for gym class or sports or whatever. Sports apparel, books, tons and tons of toys just in time for Christmas. And then, as always, we sell everything related to baby and toddlers, because babies and toddlers come all year round and they need a ton of stuff. So we have all of the infant gear, the big baby gear like strollers, cribs, car seats, And then the smaller stuff like bottles, bibs, burp cloths, baby carriers, potty seats, all that stuff. So, pretty much if a kid age 0 through 18 could use it or need it, we'll have it at our fall sale, with the exception of really just truly summer clothes. So like you're not going to find a tank top spaghetti dress at the fall winter holiday sale, but otherwise it'll be there. So if you're a mom who's got that stuff, or a dad, or grandma or grandpa, right, who's got that stuff in your closet and it's outgrown and you want to turn it into some cash, we can help you. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. How do you sign up? So the thing you need to do is go to oaklandcounty.jbfsale.com/sell. If you're a new seller, you need to create a tagging account. So in a minute, when Krista is talking, I will put the link in the chat for us across these 3 platforms, because we're on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram tonight. But I'll put the link in the chat for you to be able to go ahead and sign up. The link will help you create your tagging account and get registered for the sale through what we call step 1. Step 1 is basically how you create your tagging account that's going to let you start creating price tags for your items. Step 2 of signing up for the sale includes picking a drop-off appointment, signing your waiver, and paying your seller fee. The seller fee to sell with JBF is $10 now. It's actually a $15 fee, and we have it on discount. The discount ends on October 7th. That's the end of our early bird rate. So if you haven't signed up yet, makes sense to go ahead, pick your drop-off appointment now, get yourself scheduled on the calendar, and pay your fee early and save $5. That's my little PSA for that. The fee will increase to $15 on October 7th, which I think is a Tuesday. It's like 4 weeks before drop-off. So that's how signing up works. When you sign up to sell with us, you're going to earn 60 to 70% on everything that you sell at the sale. So let's talk about what that looks like. The goal is to start small and grab a laundry basket, start gathering some of the things that your kids have outgrown, and then you can use our system to price those things. And you can use our guides and advice from our seller coaches and our seller chatbot to prep them and create the best price for them. Krista, do you want to talk a little bit about how you teach new sellers to start gathering up their stuff for the sale?
Sure. So best thing to do is get the things together that take up the most space in your house. So if you have toddler, baby, that all comes with a lot of large items. So if you're looking to just get rid of what is cluttering your house easily, get your large items together, wipe them down. Those are hot sellers. They sell really quickly, so that's easy to do. Shoes, I feel like, is an easier thing to kind of get together. So what I do is I go room by room. My kids are preschoolers and older, so I don't have any babies anymore, so all my baby stuff is gone, but they still have lots of toys and big things. So when I have big things that I want to get rid of, that's the first thing that I kind of put to the side. And then I just go to each room. So I go to my front closet. That's my project for this weekend. And I'm going to get all my outerwear out of there that my kids have outgrown that needs to get washed. So boots, shoes, gloves, hats. So one room at a time. Don't go through your whole house on the same day. I've done that and it's a little overwhelming. You can do it, but it's being very ambitious, especially if you're new at this. So just do one room, at nap time. If you're home during the day with your kids, go in the front closet, go in the other kids' room, whatever. Just grab things as you can. Don't have to go through your whole entire house. So that's typically what I do. I go through each room, or I'll go through the basement and grab stuff that I haven't seen kids play with in a while. And I think that's the best thing to do. So clothes is typically the most time consuming thing. I always tell new sellers, you don't have to sell everything, just sell your best. You don't have to bring every single thing that you want to get rid of in your house. Look at all your clothing, your shoes, even your toys. You don't have to bring everything. Just bring your best things, because that's what we want to have at our sale, you know, so make sure that you're checking over all of your clothing. And we'll go through that more in detail, but just bring your best items. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, even after just going through maybe one kid's closet, just put a pile that you know is, you know, great quality, maybe new with tags, and some things that you're like, oh, maybe this has some stains on it, and you can either donate or try again, you know, another time. Personally, a lot of times with stains, if it has 3 or more stains, it's in the donate. It's not even getting another try, but that's just me. A lot of people really like to put a lot of work into getting the stains out, and I can appreciate that, but that's just not, I just don't personally have time for that, but that is, you know, totally up to you. But that's an easy way to do it too. So if you have something that barely worn, great quality, put it in this pile, maybe a little worn or a few stains, put it in that pile, and you can deal with that at another time. I have a lot of piles that are deal with another time.
I love that. But I think that that's great because
Yeah.
that's like exactly what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Krista highlighted a couple of really important things. So the first thing I think is that if you're a new seller, what does success look like as a new seller, right? And so let's define that real quick. Success for a new seller would be to sell 50% of the stuff that they bring to the sale and to earn a paycheck of roughly $200. That's my definition of success for your first time participating in the sale. Now, can you do way better than that? Yeah, you totally can. And many of our sellers do. We had a seller 2 sales ago who was moving. So she was like under pressure to clean out everything. She did clean out like her entire house, and she had $1,000 paycheck, right? And that was her first time participating in the sale. That's less common, but it is something that you can do, right? So aim to set yourself up for success and know that if you're able to, you know, achieve that high tier the first sale, that's awesome. And if you're not, then you can definitely work towards it the second or the third sale that you participate in. I also love how Krista said, like, it's really helpful to pick a room and start there and get that stuff prepped for the sale. And then like you'll have some sense of like accomplishment, like, oh yeah, I've got 30 things that are ready to go to get sold. Now I feel like I can do this. I tried it the first time, I can do it. And then you go and you do the next room. I think when people have a hard time is when they start creating a pile. I'm guilty of this. I could go show you my pile right now, but I'm not going to. Like you create a pile and you just let the pile sit and grow, and it becomes super overwhelming because you've been gathering and gathering and gathering, but you never like started pricing and prepping. And so then all of a sudden you're like, I have 600 things to price and prep and I feel overwhelmed, right? So do it in small batches, like batch your time that you can spend working on the sale, and always know that there's another sale. There's always another sale. We have 3 sales at JBF Oakland County. Next year, we're going to launch a sale in Southeast Oakland County as well, in the Southfield area. And so you're going to have plenty of opportunities to participate in selling your stuff with JBF. So there's always another sale. But definitely, I love this approach. I think this is the right way to reduce overwhelm when you're getting started. Let's see. I don't think anybody has asked any questions yet, but we have 7 or 8 viewers on Facebook, and we have a bunch of people on Instagram. There's always a ton of people on Instagram. So, and I can't see YouTube. I'll go back to that in a minute.
That's a JBF kid.
Hello.
Oh, hi, JBF kid. How are you?
Good.
That's so exciting.
About drawing.
All right, go to bed.
Cool. All right.
Oh,
So
it's 28.
Go to bed. She's like, you don't know about that yet because your kids are still young, Lindsay, but apparently there's a 6, 7.
6, 7.
I don't know. All right. Okay. Goodbye.
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I don't know about that.
Bye-bye.
My kids are just 3 and 5, so I don't know about that.
You don't know anything about the 6, 7 or Skibbity or any of that. You don't want to know. It's like so ridiculous. I don't even know what she's talking about when they say it.
Yeah.
She's yelling.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm lucky. I know about K-pop Demon Hunters though. Hey guys. Okay, so we've got questions now coming in.
Oh.
Great. So I'm glad we like paused for a second and just chatted because we always run like maybe like a 1 to 2 minute delay on Facebook, and so I feel bad when we miss questions. So Susanna wants to know, how does the drop off work? So let's talk about that. So when you've priced and prepped all your stuff, we will give you in the Facebook post or in the Facebook group and on the seller resource page and an email and a text message at least 1 week before the sale. We'll give you a drop off guide, basically, which is a PDF of like 6 or 7 pages. If you want to go off the deep end and be like super organized about it, that's your Bible. But it'll tell you how does drop off work, how to organize your stuff, like how to pack it in boxes for the sale. What is the floor plan going to look like when you come to drop off? And so what you'll do, Susanna, is you'll package up your items according to that drop off guide. You'll have scheduled your drop off appointment. You'll come during drop off. If you're a first time seller, you're going to spend 10 minutes going through inspection. We inspect all the clothes and all the shoes at drop off for anyone who's a new seller or anyone who does not have what we call a fast pass. So it's a quick spot inspection. It doesn't take long. It's just really like, look at the front, look at the back. There's nothing obvious, like a rip, stain, tear, hole, like nothing obvious. We're not using magnifying glasses. We don't have time for that. But we're making sure that the items that are brought to the sale maintain the quality standards that we advertise to our shoppers, because we want our shoppers to want to come back. So you'll go through inspection, and then you'll just go walk the floor and you'll put your items on the floor. You put hanging items in the hanging area or in the clothing area according to gender, size, and category. So you'll have your tops go in one space, the bottoms will go in one space, the outfits will go in one space. And that's why it's helpful before drop off to just be a little bit organized about how you have packed your items up. You want to have them organized by size, gender, and category. And then you're just going to pull them out, hang them, and go on. When you are dropping non-clothing items, we use what are called drop zones. So drop zones are basically you come to the beginning of the toy section, and there are going to be maybe 6 or so bins there with really general categories. This is baby toys, this is toddler toys, this is girls, this is boys, this is like STEM and science and Legos and things like that. And you're just going to put your stuff in that bin, and then our sales staff will get everything merchandised out nicely on the sale before the sale starts, or on the floor before the sale starts. We do that for toys, books, shoes, infant essentials, pretty much everything that's not hanging. So that's how drop off works. We recommend the first time you go through drop off that if you have 250 items, you plan an hour for it. We have a limited number of express drop off spots. What Express is, it's a service where you can pay $20 and have someone else put your items on the floor. That $20 basically just goes right to paying that employee for their hour of time. And there's a limited number of those because we have a limited number of employees interested in working Express. But you could do that if you found that for whatever reason, like schedule limitations, usually you are unable to spend the time dropping off. After your first sale, Susanna, if you've gone through inspection and you have 3 or less no thank yous, so we looked at those clothes and those shoes and we said, wow, this is great quality stuff. There's not a single problem with any of this. There's no holes, stains, rips, tears, nothing we're going to give back to you and say, oh, it's nice, but it's a no thank you for this sale. If you have less or 3 or less of those, Susanna, then you earn a fast pass. And so for future sales, until you demonstrate a need to re-earn your fast pass, you'll get to skip inspection, and then you'll just proceed straight to the floor to drop your items off. So that'll make drop off a little faster. It's often faster for people after their first sale, but we recommend like an hour for 200 to 250 items for your first sale because you're just getting used to it. Kelly also has a question. Can you start making tags for items not in this sale? Yes. So Kelly, absolutely. If you get into the tag making groove, say you're going through your clothes and you find some spring summer clothes and you're like, man, it's a bummer that I can't just make a couple tags for this and put it in a box and set it aside, you can totally do that now. So you can tag as much stuff as you want. The tagging site is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can make your spring tags now and just have those nicely organized and set aside for the spring sale. Perfectly fine. All right, let's see if we have any, no YouTube questions, just Facebook. So let's talk a little bit about pricing. Krista, what are your tips for pricing?
So rule is 30% of retail. So it'd be 70% off retail. That's our, like, the JBF rule. And I think that that's honestly a good rule, because that's what a, you know, like a consignment, I don't know, what do you want to say? Like not a consignment rule, but I think that that's a good price for what you would pay for a gently used item. So obviously you don't want to pay almost what the same price is in the store. You want to get a good deal, but us as sellers, we don't want to, sell it for nothing. We want to make a small profit just from doing the work. So say you have, a t-shirt or shirt that retails for $10. You're going to price it at $3. So that's 30% of retail. So 70% off retail. Now, if you have items that maybe cost a little bit more or new with tags, you can price a little bit higher. But JBF does ask that you price at least 50% off of retail. So say you have a brand new, bouncer in the box, and it retails right now for $120. So if I went to Target and it's $120 at Target, you would have to price it below $60 to be compliant with JBF. And that's just our, that's our kind of rule, because we want shoppers to come, and that's what we advertise too, that prices are 60 to 90% off retail. So if someone comes and says, well, there's a sponsor here and I can buy it for $120 at Target and you're selling it for $75, that's a little bit too high of retail. So I like to do, what would I pay for this item? What would I think that this item is a good deal at? So, I mean, in all my JBF years, I have come across some things that I am like, this is a phenomenal, price. For winter gear, I think winter gear fetches a little bit higher value because it is so expensive brand new, and it does get worn, but it cleans up well, most of it. Like if it's like a North Face jacket, I've gotten 2-3 years out of North Face jackets that I bought from JBF, as long as my kid, fit in it. But like North Face, especially, people always want North Face. I feel like North Face, Patagonia, those are hot sellers for winter gear. So winter gear, this sale definitely brings in, a little bit of a higher price tag, but you still want to keep it to, what you think would be a good deal. So that's what I always tell people. I think that that's the best rule too, is what would you pay for this item?
Yeah.
If you found this item, if you found this Cat and Jack t-shirt for $2, would you think that that was a good deal?
Yeah. And I would even say, not even would you think it was a good deal, but would you be excited to buy it and tell your friends about it?
Yeah.
Right? Like both of those things should be true. Like, would you be excited to buy it and tell your friends about it? Because it's like, I think the reason that it's important to think about this 50 to 90% off retail that pricing guide is that like many stores regularly run good sales. So right after our August sale, like at our August sale, I had a seller who asked me about an item that retailed for $10 and she'd priced it for $6 and it didn't sell. And I said, yeah, that's probably a little high. And it was like a Falls Creek item, which maybe you can buy at Meijer or Walmart. I went to Meijer a couple days later, and sure enough, all of those items at Meijer were selling for 50% off. And that's an extreme example, but that happens, right? Like, especially as we approach the holidays, you're going to see retailers having at least 25% off sales. Like, I don't buy something new if I don't get it at least on sale, right? Like, do you like think about that? Like, do you actually go pay retail price for a Carter's set of onesies, like a
no.
5-pack of onesies, and they said that the retail is
Mm-mm.
$29.95?
No.
Nobody's paying
No
$29.95.
one does that. No.
No. So Carter's always has either a buy one get one for $1 sale or a 50% off
50%
sale.
off.
Yeah. And so the retail price for those really is like $15, right?
Yeah.
So if they were brand new, $7.50 would be fair. Like I would pay $7.50 for a 5-pack of brand new Carter's onesies, right? That would be fine.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't pay $15 because I can probably go to Carter's and buy them for $15, right? And so that's why we talk about 50 to 90% off retail. A lot of times there are going to be sales out there. And if those sales run somewhere between 25 and 40% off, we want to be pricing below those sales so that your shopper knows this is the lowest price they're ever going to be able to find this item for, right? So those are the 3 things I think about. So my shopper is excited to buy the item. They want to tell their friends, and they know in the case of that Target bouncer sells for $120. It's new in box and it's $60. This is the lowest price I am ever going to be able to find this bouncer for. And then they buy it, right? So that's the kind of the sweet spot that we're looking at in terms of pricing. I linked a couple of things in the chats, both on Facebook and Instagram. One of those is our new seller guide. So that is a guide that breaks down how do you do this whole process. So as we're talking about it, like how do you do this whole process, that'll walk you through in pictures. The other link that I put in the chat was a link to how to sign up. That was on our YouTube channel. But I'm also going to give you guys a different YouTube link. And that YouTube link is a whole playlist of how to get started selling with JBF. So it's going to have, sorry, my cat is attacking my computer right now, guys. I don't know if you guys have cats that like to come be on the table when they're not supposed to, but that's what's happening to me right now. So if my computer wobbles or you see whiskers, the cat has joined the conversation. Yeah, so this playlist is like same thing, visuals, like short 2 to 3 minute videos that are going to walk you through each step, like how to sign up, but then also how to start preparing clothes, how to start preparing shoes, how to start preparing books. And there is that link right there. Okay. And let me comment it real quick so you guys know what it is. So another way that you can get feedback on or like advice on pricing, the 2 other things that I think you can do to get feedback are to look at the Facebook group. If you're somebody who's on Facebook, this Facebook seller group that we're in right now is a great place to get advice from other people. Just make a discussion post and say, hey, like I'm looking for advice on how to price, how to prep, how to get started. And there are going to be like 500 very engaged people who love selling at the sale who are going to give you their opinions. So that's a great resource to use if you're regularly in the Facebook group. If you're watching us on Instagram or YouTube, I know a lot of people are not on Facebook lately, and this community group is still a great place for you to get some resources. So if you can join, we'd love to have you. If you're not able to get on Facebook, or if you want what I call on-demand pricing, aka you're tagging at 2 o'clock in the morning and everybody else is asleep, because we all do that, then you can also use Penny, our chatbot. Penny, the pricing support bot. So she is a chat GPT that has been specially trained in the sale data from our last 2 years. And she basically looks at the sale data of the things that came to the sale and how much they sold for. And then she has an algorithm and can give you advice on what to price your item for. She's been recently updated as well. So she's updated with our most recent sale information, and we've sent her through a bunch of testing, and we feel like she is giving some really good information. So I would definitely recommend that you play around with Penny and ask her how to help you price items if you have questions. Have you used Penny at all, Krista, or do you feel like you just know what you're doing?
I mean, I use Penny occasionally. I don't know. I think I pretty much, I'm a shopper. Like, I shop a lot, and I am that woman that's like hunting for the deals. So a lot of stuff. I have that daughter there that keeps interrupting. She's, almost a tween, so she likes certain styles of clothes and certain things. So a lot of times I have to, just buy it new, and I hate doing that, but it will end up at a JBF sale near you eventually. So don't fret. But yeah, I don't really use it that much, but I do use it for questions of other people that ask me if I don't know. Because there are a lot of new baby gear that my youngest daughter is 3. So it's been 3 years since I've had baby stuff. And that's the biggest thing I think or the biggest helper, Penny is the biggest helper with, is the large stuff, because there's so many different variations of strollers and bassinets and jumpers and so many different brands now that, we moms, like, we don't know every single thing. So that Penny definitely is helpful for that. Clothing is a pretty good rule, unless you have something that's kind of just, like, not something that's super common, it probably would be helpful for you. But we have a guide that has clothing guides, like with the pricing and the brands. That's pretty easy to stick to. But Penny's been great, I know, for a lot of people, especially with shoes, and they want to know, they don't want to overprice things. That's the biggest thing. I know a lot of with new sellers, they are nervous that they're going to overprice things, and it's a learning curve. So don't worry,
Yeah.
to new sellers, don't worry too much. But Penny has been great. Everyone's loved Penny.
Yeah. Yep. And we just updated her. So what I think is cool about Penny is that she's like actually looking at like
Sale
things
data.
that previously sold, right? And so she's not even just like using the 30% rule, which is a great place to start, but she's looking and going like, oh, like she's created some sort of weird algorithm, however AI works, where she's taken all the data points that say 3-pack of onesies, and she can tell you what the average price is for a 3-pack of onesies.
Yeah.
So and then she's got some nice like prep tips too. So we've programmed her with some prep tips too. So definitely feel free to use Penny if you can't get into the Facebook group. The other resource is Krista and our other seller coach, Chrissy. So we'll be sending out text messages, and we'll have Krista and Chrissy's information linked in emails in the next week. Oh, I've got my 3-year-old just woke up, Krista. So we'll see if he ends up down here with us. But we'll send out text messages to all new sellers, and then your guys' text message information will be linked in our emails. So if anybody wants to connect one-on-one with Krista and Chrissy through text and ask questions, you guys are awesome support. And every single sale, I have people who tell me that they're like super impressed with and appreciating how much support you guys give. So we're very thankful for you.
We're very happy to help. Chrissy has been selling with JBF for a long time too. Both of us have. So, we have all the tips.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to end by answering Susanna's question. So Susanna wanted to know about helping at the sale. And that's a really great way to talk about just like some of the other benefits of selling with JBF. So everybody wants to clear out their clutter, earn, 60 to 70% on their outgrown stuff, like it's a spare paycheck, just in time for the holidays. So there's great value in selling, and you get to shop first when you sell. So I feel like this is a super utilized benefit of selling at the sale. I think more people are starting to use it, which is exciting. But yeah, if you are selling with us, you get to shop first at the sale. And as a seller, you're shopping for free. So our pre-sale tickets, cost between $17.50 and $7.50. That's the price range on those, right? And as a seller, you're shopping for free, and you get to bring a friend for free. So you get 2 free tickets to shop. All of our sellers shop early, and when you shop, just depends on what the nature of your selling looks like. So I am going to drop a graphic, if I can find it, in the chat. I don't think I can link a photo in the chat here. I'm going to have to probably come back and do it later. But the way it works is that if you're selling, you get to shop early as 4 p.m. I'm going to have to pull up the website and make sure.
4 p.m. Yes.
Yeah. I changed all the dates. And so now I have to remember off the top of my head. 4:30. It's 4:30.
Oh, 4:30.
Yeah. So if you're just selling with us, so you're just selling, you dropped your stuff off, you're earning your paycheck, you can shop as early as 4:30 on Wednesday, October 29th. And you get to bring one other person with you, one other adult. The sale is always open to children. We don't have any no children limitations at our sale. If you would like to help run the sale, you'd like to come hang out with all the other moms, make some new mom friends and dads, and make some new mom friends, then you can sign up for a helper shift. As a shift helper, we pay you in exchange for your time an extra 10% into your paycheck. So instead of making 60% on everything that you sell, you'll earn 70%. We pay you that in exchange for roughly 4.5 hours of your time. On top of 4.5 hours of your time, your entry time shifts and gets to be even earlier. So the tiers work like this. If you work, and now you can, every shift is roughly 4.5 hours. There are a couple of specialty shifts that are a little longer. Every shift has a number of credits associated with it. And the credits are going to be what help you earn an earlier shopping time. So each shift is going to earn you at least 4 credits. Some will earn you 6 or 8 or even 12. And the reason that we do that is to basically acknowledge that there are some shifts that might be harder or more challenging for whatever reason for you to work. For example, if you're working a load-in shift, then that's a shift where you might be picking up stuff, right? Carrying some things. And because it's a more physical shift, we want to say thank you for coming and doing the sweat equity with us, right? There are other shifts where you don't have to do a lot of physical stuff. And so if you're not able to, you can sign up for one of those shifts. And maybe you're greeting shoppers as they come into the sale, giving them a shopping bag and teaching them about the floor plan, where they can find the things that they're looking for, right? And that's a less physically impactful shift. So that one might be associated with less credits. But basically, every shift is going to have at least 4 credits. And depending on how many shifts you sign up for and how many credits you add between all those shifts, right? One shift is always going to get you 10% extra in your paycheck. Additional shifts is going to shift your shopping time even earlier. And so you can see what that looks like on our how to sell page. I can link that, even though I can't link the actual graphic. I can't put that in the comments. If you if you work 16 credits, that's the one that's not on there. That's kind of our secret bonus one. I have to go back and add it on this weekend because I forgot to put it on before. If you work 16 credits, so you're working some of the harder or hard to fill or high need shifts, or you just have added up to 16 credits, you can shop with our staff as early as 2 p.m. on Wednesday, October 29th. When you do 12 credits, it's 3 p.m., 8 credits, and people who are donating all of their items that don't sell at the end of the sale, not some, all, donating all their items, they shop at 3:30. And the 4 credit helpers, so you've picked up one shift, they shop at 4 o'clock. So it's a schedule that shifts earlier and earlier by 30 minutes. So basically, if you sign up for the most shifts, you're going to get first access, first dibs to all the stuff that we have at the sale. And that might matter for you if you're looking for something that's really niche that like you really want, or you just like to come in the door first, or you like to hang out with all of us crazy moms who do this sale, right? Because it is really fun, honestly.
It is fun.
It's so much fun. It can be, depending on what shifts you work, there can be some sweating, there can be a lot of steps, but it is so much fun.
Mhm.
And it's really fun to watch it like all come together too.
Yeah.
And very rewarding. I think people who work at the sale, they say overwhelmingly like, oh my gosh, everybody's so nice. This team is so fun. And then most of them are filling out the application to be a staff member the next sale. So that's got to be like a good signal that we're fun. I think we have 25 staff applications this sales season.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm like, we only have 25 people on our staff, and we have another 25 who want to be on our staff, right?
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of fun.
we must be fun.
We are fun. We have a monkey. That's
We
our
do.
mascot.
We do. Yes.
His name is Ziggy Bananas.
Yeah. Do you know who the monkey belonged to?
Yeah, Darlene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I was walking around with this. So this is the backstory, guys. At the last sale, there was this monkey, this giant inflatable monkey, priced for $2. He was as big as me. And
No, he was like 8 feet. He was like 8 feet tall.
he was huge. Yeah. And he kept moving around the sale. He would be like in a Power Wheels, and then he would be like on the toy table. Then he'd be like back in the clothes, like shopping for clothes. It was weird. And so we just decided that was too much fun to actually have somebody legitimately buy him. So I bought him, and now he is a staff member. And he's great. He brings smiles to everyone who meets him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I wonder where we packed Ziggy Bananas. I hope that we can find him when we load in October.
I really hope so.
And that he doesn't have a hole in him.
Yeah. I hope not. But it is fun. It is another thing about, I always hear new sellers say this. They're like, wow, I get to see how everything comes together from the start to the finish. If you like to hustle and you like to move and you like to get your steps in, do drop off shift with us, because that's a lot of fun. Those are the best shifts. And it goes from like it goes from like very slow to like very fast paced to like, whoa, that happened. Yeah. It's so cool. It's just amazing. We have such a great team, and everyone that comes is like ready to hustle and just knock it out, and you get to see all the cool stuff. And then as you're putting stuff away, you're like, oh, I gotta come back for this, And so that's also the other thing. So
you get a sneak peek.
Yes, you get a sneak peek.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Volunteer. Help out.
So I hope that answered Susanna's question.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't see any more. So we're going to just pause for a minute or two and I guess we've been kind of making some small talk, but And so how you sign up for the helper shift, Susanna, are after you have signed up for the sale in your tagging account, there's going to be a gray button to the right of where it says like you're selling at the Oakland County sale. And you'll click that gray button. It says help at the sale. And then you'll see all of the helper shifts that are available. We're also super flexible with our helper shifts. So if you want to work a helper shift, but for whatever reason, your availability is a little different than the ones that are online, you can message me on Facebook or send me an email at lindsaycrosby@jbfsale.com. And we can create like a custom helper shift for you. So like, for example, if the shift is from 8 to 12:30, but you need to work 9 to 1:30, like it's doable. We can make that happen for you. So just message us to let us know. You are welcome, and we want you to be part of the team. So, hi, baby girl. How are you?
Oh, hi, no.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Are you 3?
Yeah. A
Yeah.
3.
You are? My son James just turned 3.
Yeah, 3.
Cool. 3 is good.
Yeah, the kids have taken over. The kids and the animals have now taken over.
Yeah. All right. And it's time for us to go. It's 9:45. So I don't see any other questions. So we're going to say good night for tonight. If you guys have more questions, drop them in the chat on this video and we'll come back and answer them for you when we see them tomorrow morning. All
Yeah,
right.
sounds
Thanks
good.
for joining us, Krista.
Yeah, thanks for
Okay.
having me.
All
Say
right.
bye.
Bye.